I pulled a transom off a 20-year-old boat last month. The fiberglass looked perfect from the outside, but the second I cut into it, water poured out like I'd tapped a maple tree. The plywood inside had turned into wet cardboard. The owner had no idea his $42,000 fiberglass boat was rotting from the inside out. But here's what the dealership never told him. His boat was never really a fiberglass boat. It was a wood boat with a fiberglass shell. And that wood started dying the day it left the factory. I spent the better part of 2 weeks digging through marine surveyor reports, tearing apart forum threads on the hull truth, and cross-referencing manufacturer specs to answer one question. Which boat brands actually build hulls with zero wood? Not treated wood, not marine-grade plywood. Zero. And the answer is a much shorter list than you'd think. So before I give you the 5 brands that passed, you need to understand what's hiding inside the boats that didn't. Because once you see it, you'll never look at a boat listing the same way. The typical center console hull has 3 structural components that can rot. First, the stringers. These are the long fiberglass ridges running bow to stern that act as the hull's spine. In cheaper boats, those stringers have a plywood core wrapped in fiberglass. Second, the transom. That flat wall at the back of the boat that holds your outboard engines. In a huge number of boats, even expensive ones, the transom is a thick slab of plywood sandwiched between fiberglass skins. And third, the floor and hull sides, which often use balsa wood cores for stiffness. Now here's the problem. Manufacturers drill holes through all of these for wiring, fuel lines, live wells, transducer mounts, and hardware. Every single hole breaks the fiberglass seal. Water gets in. And because the fiberglass traps moisture against the wood, you've created a greenhouse for rot that you can't see, can't smell, and won't know about until your stringer snaps or your transom goes soft under a 400-pound outboard. That's the reality for the majority of boats on the water right now, but not all of them. Here are the 5 that got it right. Number 1, Key West boats. Key West earns the first spot on this list for one reason: time. They introduced their first all-composite hull back in 1992, and every single Key West built since 1995 has been completely wood-free. That gives them over 30 years of proven composite construction on the water, which is longer than any other brand I'm covering today. Their construction uses application-specific composite materials engineered for each structural area, with high-density directional fiberglass and foam-filled construction throughout. No plywood stringers, no wood transom, no balsa floors. And because they've been doing this for 3 decades, there's a massive fleet of used Key Wests on the water right now with proven longevity. I've seen 15-year-old Key Wests with solid stringers and bone-dry transoms. Try finding that on a 15-year-old boat with plywood inside. And for the budget-conscious buyer, this is where it gets good. New Key West, 189. FS models start around $35,000. Used Key Wests from the last decade are widely available in the $20,000 to $50,000 range. That makes Key West the most affordable entry point for a genuinely rot-proof hull on the entire list. Forum owners consistently call the build quality fantastic for the price, but a long track record is one thing. The next brand on this list actually puts their money where their mouth is. Number 2, Sailfish. Sailfish builds with what they call SailTech construction, developed in partnership with a composite engineering firm called Composite. Their stringer system uses closed-cell foam cores covered with 4-layer quadraxial fiberglass and reinforced with Kevlar and carbon fiber. The composite transom is rated at 10 times the strength of a wood transom, at less weight and completely impervious to water damage. Sailfish's own website says it plainly. You will not find any wood in a Sailfish stringer system or anywhere else on a Sailfish. But what I actually like about Sailfish is that they back it with a lifetime no-rot guarantee and a 10-year hull warranty. That's not just marketing talk. That's a company saying, if this thing rots, we'll deal with it. And in my experience, companies don't offer guarantees like that unless they know the product holds up. New Sailfish. 220 cc's run in the $50,000 to $80,000 range, and used models from the last decade sit between $25,000 and $50,000. Now number 3 is the one I personally think is the most underrated brand on the entire list. And honestly, I'm a little annoyed more people don't talk about them. Number 3, Sportsman boats. Sportsman is the only builder I've seen that will literally show you a video of how they construct every part of their hull. Their Behind the Glass series won a Neptune Award for boat manufacturing content, and it walks through every step. Hand-laid fiberglass hull with vinyl skin coat. PVC foam core on the hull sides. Cobia board composite transom. Fully molded fiberglass stringers bonded with aerospace-grade methyl methacrylate adhesive. These stringers are fully structural fiberglass parts that don't even need foam for rigidity. The foam is injected afterward purely for flotation. Sportsman has been 100% wood-free since the company's founding under their SportTech advanced fabrication process. And here's what really separates them. While other brands tell you their boats are composite and hope you trust them, Sportsman shows you the factory floor and says, "Look for yourself." I respect that. A lot. If you're finding this useful, hit subscribe. I cover what's actually inside boats and engines every week, and I don't take money from dealers or manufacturers. Now, let's talk about the brand that surprised me the most during this research. Number 4, Cobia. When Maverick Boat Group acquired Cobia back in 2005, they basically gutted the entire old production line. The previous Cobia used generic, mostly chopped fiberglass and wood construction. Maverick threw all of that out and rebuilt every model with 100% wood-free, hand-laid composite construction, starting with the 2006 model year. Their larger models, 26 feet and up, use Varus vacuum-assisted resin infusion, which produces stronger and lighter laminates than hand layup alone. But the reason Cobia is a sleeper pick is the family tree. Maverick Boat Group also builds Pathfinder, which has been wood-free since founding. They build Maverick Skiffs, wood-free since founding. And Hughes, wood-free since 1989. That's 4 brands with decades of composite experience feeding into shared manufacturing knowledge. One fiberglass shop owner on the Hull Truth said he does more transom replacements on Grady-Whites than he does on Cobias. I thought that was very telling. A new Cobia 237, CC with twin Yamaha, F150s runs around $79,000, and used 2010, and newer Cobias are widely available in the $30,000 to $60,000 range. For what you're getting underneath the gel coat, that is an absurd amount of boat for the money. If I were buying a fishing boat tomorrow in that price range, Cobia would be on my short list. And that brings us to number 5, the one that sits at the top for a reason. Number 5, Everglades. If you know anything about boat construction history, you know the name Bob Dougherty. He was the chief designer and senior vice president of engineering at Boston Whaler for over 30 years. He created the original Unibond foam-filled construction that made Whaler famous. But Dougherty wanted to push the technology further than Whaler was willing to go. So he left, founded Edgewater, then left again, and in 1999 founded Everglades to build what he considered the ultimate foam core boat. The man who made Boston Whaler's reputation decided he could do better. That should tell you something. Everglades uses a patented process called RAMCAP, which stands for Rapid Molded Core Assembly Process. And this is the part that matters. Unlike most foam-filled boats where they blindly inject spray foam and hope it fills every gap, RAMCAP pre-molds 6-pound structural foam blocks that are 3 times denser than typical pour foam. These blocks are cut to fit precisely between hull and liner before the whole thing is assembled. The hull, foam, and liner then cure into one monolithic structure with 0 voids and 0 wood. No guessing, no air pockets, no crossed fingers on the factory floor. This process won the NMMA Innovation Award back in 1999, and every single Everglades ever built comes with a lifetime hull warranty. Now Everglades is the premium play. New models push well past 6 figures. But used Everglades 243 cc's start around $42,000 for older examples, which puts genuine gold standard construction within reach of the budget buyer if you're patient. Now here's where I'm going to make some people angry, and I'm fine with that. 2 of the most respected names in boating didn't make this list. And yeah, I know what you're thinking. Grady-White. Since 2014, Grady has used composite stringers and composite transoms, which is a real improvement, but they still use balsa-cored floors. And balsa is wood. Water enters through rub rail screw holes, saturates the hull sides, and rots the floors from hardware penetrations. Multiple marine surveyors have documented this exact failure pattern. One commenter on the Hull Truth summed up years of forum consensus when he said there are 2 types of Gradys, those with a rotten transom and those that will get one. At $55,000 and up for a new fisherman, that's a hard pill to swallow. And Boston Whaler. Look, the Unibond foam construction is excellent engineering, but Whaler is not truly wood-free. Plywood has been documented in transoms and decks through at least the mid-2000s, and respected Whaler forums confirm plywood is still used as backing material in the transom. You're buying a rot-resistant philosophy, not rot-proof materials. And at the prices Whaler charges, you deserve to know the difference. And before someone in the comments brings it up, yes, I looked at Rubelo. The transom is confirmed composite, which is good, but their stringers reportedly used marine plywood as recently as 2016, confirmed by Robalo's own warranty department at a boat show. So close, but not on the forever list. So here's the bottom line. The boating industry's dirty little secret is that the majority of fiberglass boats are really fiberglass-wrapped wood boats. The 5 brands I just showed you, Key West, Sailfish, Sportsman, Cobia, and Everglades, have genuinely eliminated wood from their hull structures, and the brands charging you premium prices aren't always the ones doing it. I'll see you on the next one.